Nigeria is known as the giant of West Africa, mainly because almost everything they do is ginormous. As seen by its large population, petroleum industry, economy, being the second largest place where people are taken from, and the different types of people who call this nation home. No surprise since most people in West Africa are from today's Nigeria. And the Bantu migrations actually started from the border of today's Nigeria and Cameroon. If you took an ancestry test with Ancestry DNA, they do a better job of localizing the Nigerian part of your DNA, but Nigerian could also mean a bit of Benin and Togo too. Meanwhile, with 23andMe, it could mean DNA from Nigeria, as well as Togo, Benin, and Ghana. The first Europeans to arrive in Nigeria were the Dutch and Portuguese, who encountered small but numerous kingdoms around the Niger Delta, the Benin Kingdom, which was a superpower of southeastern Nigeria, all the way to the fringes of today's Togo. Forming a relationship with the Portuguese would bring in things like manillas and cowrie shells to expand the currency base and produce bronze sculptures to venerate the rulers of past time. This was traded in exchange for palm oil, spices, and slaves. However, Europeans started to look elsewhere due to the king refusing to become a Christian and refusal to trade male slaves who the Portuguese greatly coveted. This prompted more of a movement east towards Igbo land, or the place known as the Bight of Biafra. They were now joined by the French, and especially the British. The British controlled around 80% of the trade that went around this area, from the 1720s all the way to 1807, with the merchants from today's Bristol, UK, forming agreements with the Arochukwu trading diaspora in the Igbo land, whose fast turnaround times and enslaved people helped them and Ibibio ethnic traders to expand influence over the region. Hence the Epes Society. Much of this power coming from Manila currencies acquired, and the rum, tobacco, and consumer goods that flowed throughout the region. This region quickly being the bulk of where most people left from today's Nigeria. Fast forward into the 1780s when we have a declining Oyo kingdom, whose port in today's Lagos becomes active, and a rising and quickly expanding Sokoto Caliphate, whose jihads led to northern Nigeria becoming Islamized to this day. And their conquering of Oyo gave them access to the coast, sending many people to the New World areas such as Cuba and Brazil. This development lasted until around 1840, when British patrol ships put an end to the slave trade and induced what we now know as legitimate trade, basically trade that doesn't have to do with enslaved people. And in order to enforce this, they bombarded the port city of Lagos, burned up Arochukwu holdings in today's southeastern Nigeria, and after conquering and colonizing those areas, finally capped it off by conquering Sokoto, creating what we now know as Nigeria. Make sure you follow and like for more to go.